Right, okay, let's get on with it. Let's flip the coin. Let's check the coin, and let's keep the coin. And there we go, we're getting paid up here for the first game coming out of the Hooligan Division. NATTS Season 10, Round 1. And yeah, you've got yourself a classic matchup here. Of all things, yep. Once again, the seemingly mascots of the Hooligan Division. Yep, they're here again. It's our favourite team, the Ogres. Slight change in uniform. Slight change in players. Of course, some have assumed that this is actually the same team. It's been waiting here, well, since the off-season, waiting for the next game. And, well, here they are, finally. So, there we go. And, of course, yep, here they are. Marvel Heroines found their way in here on the second chance, and they're here to prove a point that they do actually belong in the playoffs. Now, let's be frank here. If they get it, this is going to bloody hurt. But then again, you could say that about the Snotlings, couldn't you? So, this ought to be kind of fun now, isn't it? Because, as we all know, Amazon's having all that sucking dodge to get a little out of it if you don't have tackle. Right, let's get this started in here. There's just exactly what they want to do. They got the blitz, the lucky little buggers. Oh, dear.
Throw me a frickin' bone here.
And, well, that means the Amazons, depending where the ball goes, are probably going to be charging full in to go get this bloody thing. Yep, there they go. For the Ogres, worst possible result, because now, quite frankly, their dear young lads in the back here have to deal with a wee bit of a mess. Alright, ladies, let's get this over with here. Yep, you can see what he's doing here. He's going to target the key. If he can figure out how to actually go next to a square. Alright, there we go. Would you like to try that again, Sunshine? Oh, well, you know, that actually worked on the reroll. Gets out, does the extra go for it in the dodge. As you can see here, of all things, they've come in here, they had 3 rerolls, they're down to 2. They actually have a bribe, but the fans here at the mansion are definitely cheering fiercely for their own team. And yes, you can see that right. Helmet, in his goblin disguise, has shown up to play. Of course, some say Helmet will play for any team that's got the right gold, and that does not surprise me. So, here we go. Ogres, can you correct that? Well, there's a good start.
You dick!
Well, I wouldn't say that. It's a POW. It's an injury right off the bat. I think the Ogres are thinking that's a great start. Suddenly, this doesn't seem like such a bad situation, according to them. They're going, great, we got one. Up near the front line. Well, now you're starting to see, you know, where the dodge might just keep your team alive. Because usually against most teams here, the Ogres do count on that, you know, defender stumbles or defender trips for, you know, quite frankly, getting a couple of extra, you know boom shakalaka poundings in. But, you know, how many Ogres do you know can actually spend on tackle? Oh, come on, pick up the ball. Well, someone got the ball. Unfortunately, it's this young lad, and he's wide open to an attack here. Amazons, yep, they see it. They absolutely see it. Well, this is going to hurt. This is going to hurt a lot. Uh-oh, that's bad. That's really bad. What are you going to do about this lad?
You die.
He's dead all right. That was quick. Now you can see here the Amazons will turn the skills off here because you've got the general idea. Of quite frankly, you know, what are the odds? Yeah, they're probably going to end up getting the ball. This one here, this blitz is a disaster. Makes the dodge reroll. See, this is now going to be the Ogre problem. They got to count on the Amazons rolling a lot of 1 and 9s. And now you start seeing where the Amazons can take an awful lot of risk with their blitzers, or at least their players with block. They can risk an awful lot of 2 dice up hills, looking for that 2 and 3 chance they get something useful. Now, Ogres coming back. Sigh. Why? Why? Well, that didn't work. Absolutely not. And we're back to the Amazons. This blitz is becoming a mighty expensive one indeed. Oh dear. Well, this is going really downhill really fast. And now here comes the blitz, because frankly, as they'd say, can we make it 2? There's that. He survived! Good lord! And he fails to pick up. Does he wish to re-roll that? Indeed he does. He's got it. Do you wish to run away? Oh, that's absolutely brilliant. That's absolutely brilliant.
I felt that one way up here.
Well, the Snotlings pulled the miracle off. He's not out of this one here, but the Ogres are completely out of position here. And now they got to bring even more of the Lumbering Oaks back to actually try and deal with this one. Here it comes. Yeah, the Boneheads have started finally. There's a solid hit. Well, that one didn't break. See, this is what the Ogres are now unfortunately having to count on. If they can get a solid hit in, they're really hoping for a break. Well, considering they all got Monty Blow and you're facing an armor 17, it's actually more than 50% chance you're actually going to break through. However, that said, well, nothing's perfect. Right, well, the Amazons, well, they're going to get back to work here. Oh, good dodge, sidestep. Here's it, they actually won't, because guess who this darling is? Yep, tackle, multi-blow. It's a world of pain here. The lucky lad survives. He's only stunned after all that. That's actually rather impressive. Taking advantage of the Bonehead, here she comes running back here. And by this point here, as you can see, the Amazons have kept players back just in case of, and they've seen the cast, the miracle throw play these Ogres are legendary for pulling off out of nothing. But by this point here, you know, the fight's down here. Everything's being pulled in. Another burn of the reroll, that's all 3. Gets the ball where you're going. This time, Sunshine. There you go, easy score. Easy score indeed.
What's with kids today, huh? No respect.
Well, 1-0. That's kind of be expected on a blitz. It's very hard for an Ogre team to deal with that one. Already, there's our first casualty of the day. Snotling's got the right idea. I'm staying out of this one. Alright, now how the Amazons want to deal with this here? And you can see they're actually now keeping the chainsaw on reserve because, well, let's face it, they don't need them right now. They might as well just, you know, let them sit there, you know, have a bit of smoke. Quite frankly, he's still getting paid, so he doesn't fucking care. And meanwhile, as you can see here, the Amazons keep a few expendables in the front line. Because they can trudge and dodge. The block is kind of handy. Alright, well that's actually a useful result there for the Snotlings. Out on their Ogre compatriots. Unfortunately drops the ball. Poor lad. But yeah, you're counting that right there. 3 Snotlings already left on the field. This is becoming a pretty grim day. There's a solid hit. They got her off the field, but from the Ogre's viewpoint, it's only a KO. But you know what? At this point here, you take anything, don't you? Oh, that's a good solid hit. It's a stun. You'll take it. There's the Bonehead. Great, there's 2 Boneheads. This is getting better and better. And then, of course, fails picking up the ball. Sigh.
Hello?
Well, this is a total disaster here for the first try. The Amazons are actually, well, yeah, you can see it. They're deciding, you know what, we could do this again. And I think they're actually going to try it. Right up the center, star player, solid hit. Oh, that's horrible, isn't it? Oh dear, that's really horrible. Fails the dodge through, though. And that, I hate to say it, might be literally the break the Ogres actually need to try and pull this one back. Right. They've got the boneheads back online here. And you can see what they're preparing for here. They're going to have to, prepare the long plan cage. The Amazons are just going to wait here. And see if anything else exciting happens. There's a solid hit. She's down, but she's not dead. Which clearly, according to the Ogres, is a completely defective situation. Do you get the ball this time? No. As you can see what he's doing here, he has to plan for failure. And he's got it this time. And here it is. And he's ready for the howitzer. He's got it on the guy with passable reroll. So it's his cunning plan in behind. Will this actually work? Well, let's actually find out. As we've said, we've been so impressed with this coach every time. He's rewritten the book on ogres. Of course, usually the original book was just in him. He's actually added, a couple of extra lines to that. And boy, has that actually opened up all kinds of possibilities that even a panda can play this team. Didn't say he could win with it, but a panda can play this team. That when he had a good try, he just showed what happened when, well, the luck ain't there. Of course, this seems to be showing when the luck's not there either. Parallel sidestep. No rerolls left, but you can see there's no rerolls left either team. That tells you how crazy this first half's already been. And the Amazons, pulling the pressure in, have decided, you know what? Have at you. Ogres swinging their big fists. They would like to see something exciting happen. Preferably a death. They got something out of that one, didn't they? They got something good out of it. Well, it's an injury, so from the Ogres' viewpoint, it didn't work according to the, precise plan, but you know what, they'll take it. Here we go, powerful hit right in the rear. Well, he's got a bell rung. What a lad. But quite frankly, he's still alive. I think he's happy with the result. I hate to admit it. Now you can see the Amazons now, just by sheer numbers, are even getting, of all things, 1 die blocks in without Dauntless. They've marked the poor boar carrier up. They're even going to bring in the last remaining trailer here. And yes, you can see that right. The blitzers, 2 dice red uphill. And they got away with it. Down goes another ogre. He's back up, of course. There we go. More ogres standing up. But they've really got to clean this mess up. Well, they got a good hit there. Bell rung. Oh, there's a critical bonehead at the weirdest of times. To push me, push you. And now here comes the big moment. Sigh. We get the idea. Oh well. That's what everyone loves about the Soga team. When it works, it works. When it doesn't, sigh. Unfortunately, the Amazons can't get the ball back anyway. They did send the right player, right? Actually, at this point, any player was a good player for it. Just didn't work. And let's hit it for dodge. Once again, the Amazons get to survive a couple more good poundings. And now you're seeing the problem. Are there any snotlings left in the field? Quick scan. Nope, that's his 5. He came in. He's got no more. The ogres have either got to become the ball carriers. And yep, you can see the count there. 1, 2, 3 boneheads all in one turn. And now he leads with his chin. Well, that didn't work. Fortunately, it's not a complete backfire. He survives. Well, there you go. End of the first half here. Coming up, second half, this is brought to you by Titan, the novelty nuclear missile. You never know where it's going to come off. Be with your friends, surprise your enemies, start your parties off with a bang. Well, hey, Snotlings are coming back for round 2 here. Let's get it on.
Round 2.
Now let's switch it up here. The Amazons have definitely now had to come in with the star, but this is what they've been holding them back for, of course, to their surprise. They're actually up 1-0. They're actually in a great position. And let's face it, they're only dealing with Team Snotlings, which from their viewpoint here, you know, it's not much of a worry. They're keeping the high movement one in the rear. The critical one, unfortunately, is injured. Good thing it's not a permanent injury, but him being out of the game, yeah, it's going to make things right grim, isn't it? So, let's see how the Darlings do this time. Alright, Amazons. Taking their sweet bloody time setting up here.
Sweet mother of God, what is the holdup?
He's being precise. That's what the holdup is. Can we get on? There we go. Oh, great. It's a riot. That's all we need. Just great.
There is a smell. It smells like a shit.
Well, that favours the Amazons. That strips a turnout while they're up 1-0. And now you're starting to see the power of Dauntless. Solid it. Down goes the poor lad. Amazons now can surround up the flank. Let's see if they can make it 2 for 2. Indeed, there they go. Down goes that poor sprightly lad. Oh dear, right down the centre. They found one. And once again, lucky for the lad, he does survive. Make up your mind, darling, where are you going? Here we see it. It's coming in. Well, the foul got a stun, not exactly what he wanted. Easy pass, easy completion. As mentioned before here, he's definitely working hard. He's finally got the skill point there. Well, that could come in pretty handy. Alright, Ogres, I know this is a tough one here, but they've pulled themselves out of worse. Mind you, admittedly that was part of last season. Now they gotta pull themselves out of better. Alright, clever use of the push. Let's put him next to another Ogre for a couple more good poundings. 3 dice, and of course he's rewarded with just a push. Wow, so much for a 50% chance of a POW. Well, what there it is. As you can see there, just a stun. Well, that doesn't help their cause very much. Knocks out of action, of course. But like I said, doesn't help the Ogre cause much. Right now, quite frankly, according to the Amazons, if they've just got one injury at this point, they're getting off lightly and they know it. Right, turn 11. Let's see what the dear ladies can actually do here. Come on, lassies. Let's see what you really have inside you. Preferably your entrails, according to the Ogres. Dauntless once more. Down goes the poor sprightly lad. Yeah, you can see it here. They're stacking up one more time. And the Amazons have decided they're going to go for, of all things, the conventional. Let's just go down the side with high maneuverability. There's another stun. And meanwhile there, oh dear, poor lad. Well, he's gone down. There's a bit of a problem there. There she goes. Another solid punch. Push away. Which the Amazons would take. There we go again. Grinding teeth, aren't we? And you're still not getting them, are you? Well, how the Ogres want to play this one here. He thought about it. And there you go. Bright, he has to risk the, quick runaway. And sigh. And his bell's rung just for insult to injury. Well, that tells you how his game's going today. I hate to say this, I think this one's almost getting summed up here. It's just not the Ogre's day. As for the Amazons, there she goes. And they're just going to keep this one up. And oh dear, there's another snotlinger right on me. Yeah, that's going to hurt, isn't it? God. Amazons are racking up the injuries. You can see this one here. Absolute brutality. It's not the way you expected this one to go. Well, I hate to say this one here. Bit of a look there. It's only a push. Ogre survives. Amazons very carefully here. They're not even considering really an escort here. Let's face it, they really need to. They seem to have this quite under control. He's stunned. That's it. Oh god, he must have gotten that from the maggot scum. That's the most effective chainsaw in the entire league. Well, Bonehead, no surprise really at this point here, makes the first break tackle. Even makes the second one. Well done, lad. Amazons did not see that one. Makes the push. There's a critical Bonehead. He did not need it this time because you can see where he wanted to put this player. It's rather unfortunate all that. But now the Amazons might actually have to work a little bit. Fails the Dauntless roll, but does make the push. Makes me wonder what's going to happen with this Darling if it gets frenzy. Well, suddenly this didn't become quite as obvious here. Amazons might actually have to put a wee bit of work in trying to rescue the ball carrier. Again, this is why that Bonehead was so critical. There's a solid hit, sadly. The brave, ferocious dodging lad does go down, and the Amazons regather their wits, and back at it they go at this point. Solid hit, one die, he gets it. Also get it to stun. This is becoming quite a formidable team here. Hey, you think you're going, lady? Well, that was horrible. Do you know how to hit something? You might want the chainsaw to actually do that. And again, second turn in a row, Bonehead. It is the over the top, makes the break tackle. Has to re-roll that. Still gets stuck with the 1 and 9 for his efforts. Sad to say, it's even a KO. Well, what can you say? Yeah, it's definitely one of those times Knuffles decided to take a wee bit of a turn. It's all to fault the Ogre coach. Yeah, the Ogres have had heroism, and you can see what the results for their heroism has been. Just pain, lots and lots of pain. Well, this is the Hooligan division. Expect the unexpected quite a lot here. Alright, so are the Amazons done yet? No, clearly not yet. Fails Dauntless again. Yeah, I guess she's a bit tired. Last night must have been really exciting with the coach. Anyway, Amazons bring it back in. Well, they've got the poor lad surrounded. He's even going for the extra block. It's a push me, push you. Well, he's fine with that one, I think. And here we go. That's Chain of Boneheads again. Can we have someone actually want to play? You can hear that call, alright. There's the Blitz, there's the Bonehead, of course. 2 dice, finally gets a good solid hit. It's a KO. Normally you'd be cheating at that point, but let's face it, at this point he actually wants to cause more and more damage. And that's not going to happen either at this rate. Amazons continue the punishing. They decide very cheekily they're going to re-roll that one. Solid punch, down goes the poor lad. And yeah, you can see what the Amazons are doing here. They're just going to keep them surrounded here, but they decide not to do the end foul. Here we go, heroic blitz on the star player. Does sweet bupkis, and yep, you can actually see helmet's got stand firm. And there you can see it once again, this ogre, third time out of 4, boneheaded. Amazons continue the punishment. You think this is hashtag me too? The beatings are just continuing all up and down here. Oh, good lord, he got him. That was absolutely crazy.
There's Johnny.
Oh, there's the score. There it is. It absolutely is.
You have made me very angry. Very angry indeed.
Well, they're going to want revenge for that one. Let's see. Nope. No one comes back from the chaos. So, take a look. Oh, you fully noticed, Constable. Took you long enough. Well, as you can see here, they did do at least finally something to the Amazons. 2 injuries here. They've got the ejection, 2 KOs. They've thinned the team out. But yes, you can see that there's 3 ogres on the front line and nothing else. Weather. Who cares about the weather? Who cares where the ball goes? It's payback time. That's basically all this drive is. Ogres are going to take a couple of swings. Once again, makes the dodge. It's the last chance for Glory here. Can he get it? And unfortunately, we failed out on the cast right there at that point there. But it's pretty much shows the crazy fertility. This game's ended up being there. 2-0 final score there. Amazons over the Ogres. You can see this is what happens when you're dealing with a dodgy team. Ogres really have trouble dealing with anything with dodge. Well, next time, Nuffle, bless your dice.